4. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the EG Pot of Thunder with your boy, the young light-skinned Key Sweat. Here with my guy, Irv. He's a man of many different businesses. He is the owner of the Limitless Barbershop that we are currently in. He is the owner of Scotty's Adventures and the owner of I Ain't Shit. Can you say that? Or a founder of I Ain't Shit as well?
Correct.
So, where does the I Ain't Shit come from? Just real quick. I wasn't prepared to say that, but just on the moment, no pre-planned topic. So, where the I Ain't Shit came from?
So, I Ain't Shit came up to mind. For me, it means to remain humble, because this world is fucking insane. Just gotta remain humble, man. I ain't shit. I do so much for the community that at the same time I take it how it comes.
Yeah, man, you ain't shit. Like, one of the things you're gonna say, like, I was gonna start off with actually the one topic I'll start off with. Starting off hard with the hard questions. So, do you think like fatherhood changed you and like your mindset and things, or was you kind of like changing right before like fatherhood happened?
So, fatherhood did change me. My baby girl's gonna be 4 years old in August, but it was a little bit before that. It's when I met my wife. She's the one that helped me change the ways that I was at, because I was just a wild animal.
Yeah, man. Because what I say, that transition where everything's gonna start off for me. My questions are, obviously, this is a whole other topic as well. Like, you aren't like my blood cousin, but I consider you more my cousin than a lot of my cousins, and I have a whole lot of damn cousins. I think it's relationships that you build with people.
Yeah,
and I think we have a pretty close relationship now, pretty cool. But that being said, when I was younger, I always definitely thought like, you definitely embrace like the hoodness. And one thing I don't tell people that I try to do like my clothing for like the podcast or like my guests, I always try to like wear something that kind of relates, or I think of you when like what I wear. So, like, with you, I put on this 50s shirt, like the Get Rich or Die Trying, kind of a collage of all 50s stuff. And I just, like, envision you, like, embracing, like, the hoodness, man. I always, from a young age, when I heard, like, Irv, like, when I first started meeting you, started coming around, I always just associated you with, like, Gangster. So, like, did you, like, is that, like, a great, like, thinking of you, like, from the outside looking in? Like, did you really embrace that character when you were younger? Was that you?
No, it wasn't. But I did get a bad rep, so it just came with it. So
bad rep. So like, where do you think that came from? So like, again, I didn't know. Like, I know all the story and stuff like that, but I never heard like full details about it. So like, when you were younger, you were just like hanging around like bad crowds, things along those lines.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of what created my path to where I am now in life. If I didn't get myself in those situations at a young age, I don't think it would have just paved the path that I'm on now in life. So, it definitely was a big part of my growth, was being in them situations that I been in.
Yeah, I mean, I said off topics before you came in. So like, when you were younger, so like, you're from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. For those who don't know, we have definitely a wide audience. I have people watching from everywhere. So those who don't know, when you grew up in like the section of Pawtucket, is like you went to Tolman High School, right?
Yep.
So is that like kind of where it started, like hanging around the bad crowds, and like end up before then, like where like the?
No, it was definitely while in high school and then after high school, because the East and the West always had something going on, so just hanging out with the wrong people created the times that that I
like endured at that moment in time. So
yeah.
But like, so like, where do you think that came from? Because it's kind of crazy. Like your cousins, my cousins that you hang out with, that we associate with. Shout out Junior, Jeff, and stuff like that. They don't have that type of they are familiar with like the culture and stuff like that, but they never indulge in those type of situations. So where do you think your kind of involvement started with, like getting associated with those bad things? Like, we're looking back on it now, is like, how do you think you got involved, and where could you have changed that moment in time? Like, where do those bad influences come from?
Just people that I went to school with. I was just hanging out with the wrong crowd, just going with the flow. And the flow didn't lead me to anywhere good, except to where I am now. Like I said, because at the age of 18, I ended up getting arrested. I got locked up. I did some time. But if I didn't get into that predicament, if I didn't cross that path, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Is it like tough, like talking about? 'Cause I feel like, again, I don't know what happened, so like I truly don't. So like, is it like do you not like talking about that time period? And like, is it like a frowned upon point in your life?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really bother me anymore. 'Cause it created the man that I am now. You know, like I said, it created the path that I am now. So it was just the beginning of it.
So if you don't mind me like asking, so like what happened that led you to go to jail? Because like I said, I generally don't know. I didn't want you to tell me beforehand because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, we can cut this out if you don't want to talk about it.
Nah. I ended up getting arrested for a robbery. It was just a shitty situation I got myself into, and I can't blame anybody else but myself. So I was 18 years old. It happened in December. I ended up getting arrested, and I ended up doing a year and 11 days out of my 2.5-year sentence that they gave me. But
yeah, so at that moment in time, you said you did at the time, you had no one else to blame but yourself. So like going back to high school, the Tolman versus like Shea, West versus East type of beef. Like get back on it. So you weren't in like the school at all. Like you weren't into school. Were you into sports? I have no idea. Like at that moment in time, were you just strictly straight into like the streets?
No
one can talk to you at that point.
No, not even like that. I wouldn't consider myself like I was involved in it too much, but there was some influence. There was I was being a follower, not a leader, and those are decisions that I made, and that's the consequences I had to pay in life,
Yeah, not for sure, man. Like at that point in time, you said you were, more of like a follower. Were you having like your cousins, like you said, you're pretty close now with like Junior and Jeff and everybody who you're close with? Were they trying to get in your head, and were you just like best, like no one could really talk to you at that point in time? Like you weren't hearing shit from nobody?
Well,
or family or uncles, mom, dad, that type of stuff, like which no one gets to, you're just like, nah, fuck them, they don't know shit.
It was pretty much it, because at 16, 17 years old, who wants to listen to somebody older than you? You live and you learn. You fuck up and you just gotta man up about it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, man, no, for sure. It's really tough when you're trying to like get to talk to people, like even people have to learn their own path. You try to talk to people, it's kind of just like a waste of breath at that moment in time, because they're like, get the fuck out my face, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Get the fuck out my face.
Yeah.
Like Brandon's going through it. He talked about it in the podcast before, where he was going through with a girl, and I'm over here trying to like help him out, like, yo, don't do this, do that. And he just didn't listen to shit I had to say. And then after he was like,
because sometimes they, think younger F.
Yeah.
Somebody try to tell you, oh, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this. My past experiences and this and that, and you go do it yourself, and you got to learn on your own, and that's part of life, man.
Yeah, man, you definitely got to learn on your own. So when you did that crime and you're in jail, you said for like a year and a couple of days or months, days.
It was a year and 11 days to be exact.
Year and 11 days. Was there a moment at that moment in time where you're like, damn, I fucked up, and then you're like, I gotta change, or was it still not happening at that point? You still had a couple of years.
It still wasn't happening. It came out. I came out, as an idiot. Still trying to fit in, even though I should have listened to my elders. But like I said, you learn to make your mistakes. You learn to live, and the only way you're gonna learn is by making mistakes.
Yeah, man. So we're trying to get the whole story here, man, because like I said, I don't even know, and I'm like your cousin essentially at that point. I know you have a big following, so they're trying to get the whole story till we get to all the good stuff. You have to go through the bad to get to the good.
Definitely,
man.
That's part of life. Man.
Yeah, man. So your age, like 19-ish at that point, you said you went like 18. So you said you still didn't learn. So you came out, you kind of embraced that gangster. You're like, were you thinking like, shit, I'm even more of a gangster now? Like, nah, I did some time.
No. I didn't come out like that, but at that time, I came out as a felon. I had to grow up fast in jail, because at 18 years old, you're still a kid. You still have that kid mentality. So when I came home, I had to grow up in there. I had to grow up fast. I'm in jail with a bunch of grown men. At 18, So I just had to grow. So I came out a little bit more wiser and smarter, but I still didn't learn my lesson. You know, I still was. I still had to figure it out.
What do you think that is? Like, I've never, actually, I had a story once. I told it. I'm not sure if you even know this. So, I had basically taken my mom's car when I was like 18 or something like that, and went to the strip club. Actually, mad funny, and I like reversed. I hit someone's car, and then like I couldn't like fucking 3-point park at that point in time. Yeah. Hit someone's car, try to come up to get out the car. Hit someone else's car, bros, or a fucking mess. And basically, I had to go like those things where you go to like the prison and trying to scare you straight type of thing. And so that's the most. And actually, I went to jail that night. That night I got hit the car. My mom had to come pick me up. But Mom, I fucked up. And then she came, she picked me up, but like for me, that was enough, bro. Like I was in like the cell, like not in Johnson, not in jail, but like little prison cell, or whatever. And I'm like, this fucking sucks.
It does suck.
Like, this fucking sucks, man. Then I went for that one day, and I could tell, obviously, I was with, like, way worse people than me who don't shit. And obviously, I'm sure some of those people didn't learn, some did learn. And I was in those two experiences for me. I'm like, this is not the life I want to live.
It's really not, because what I tell people is 1 day, 1 hour, 10 minutes just locked up, that's time you can't get back, So those were just my thoughts, like I couldn't get this time back that I lost,
Well, you said you came out and you still didn't learn. So like, what do you think was in that moment of time? Looking, like reflecting back on that year, was it just like, I can't wait to get out, then I'm still going to do my own thing? Like at that moment, 19-year-old Irv, why don't you think you learned?
I've always been a hard-headed person, so like if you always told me no, I'm going to figure it out. And like, don't tell me to do that. I'm going to do it, I like to play with fire, and I still like to play with fire because who doesn't?
Yeah.
But
toxic girls, bro. It's fun, right? It's fun.
Now I'm just more wiser about it, It's just, I figured it out.
Yeah, man. So 19-year-old Irv, at that moment in time, what was like your next step in life? So you said you didn't learn that moment in time. So what was like the life? You were just like out partying or college in your future? Because you can't go to college. Can you? I don't think, can you go to college?
You can go to college. So you can go to college as a felon if you have any drug charges in a school zone or just drug charges at all. I don't think you're allowed to get financial aid. But you can still go to college. So when I came home, I ended up going to New England Tech. I ended up going to New England Tech. Well, I went to CCRI first. Because that's what my mother wanted me to do, because that's what all these old heads push on you,
100%, man. Definitely, especially like in the Colombian culture, man. If you don't go to college, you're a failure type of thing.
Pretty much, So I went to school, I tried it, I did a semester, and I'm like, Ma, this ain't for me, right? So she's like, yo, you got to figure it out. You got to do something with your life. But at that time, I was, just trying to do my own thing. I was working in a warehouse, making fucking, at that time, like, $7 an hour.
God damn.
That shit was like 15 years ago, So it was like $7 an hour, I just trying to figure it out. And that's what I was doing, and then trying to keep myself out of trouble, trying to make a little bit of money, because I've always been a hustler, always trying to figure it out. So I started selling a little bit of weed and fucking, trying to make money off weed at that time, and I did all right with it, paid some bills, bought some bottles at the club, had a lot of VIP nights.
I wasn't old enough at that point. Fuck.
You weren't, because you missed a lot of them.
Oh, man, I would have been up in there, man. I would have been up in there.
You missed a lot of them, because that was just all of us.
You got to pee on me.
The wrong ad-lib. That was Michelle asking to get... Who knows? Who knows the VIPs at that point in time, too? Who the fuck knows? But, yeah, man, I wish I would have been there. But, yeah, so you're in the club, getting VIP. You kind of just having
a time of my life.
Basically, bro, you were in college, just not doing the college stuff. I mean, you guys said that before with Junior and Jeff, bro. You were in college party with them.
Pretty much, yeah, because when Jeff was in Northeastern, we used to go out there every weekend and just party and bullshit, And at that time, 19, 20 years old,
It was lit.
It definitely was.
So at that point in time, the one I meant to, by the way, was this one.
Shake some ass.
Some girls are shaking some ass in VIP. But so at that point in time, you're hustling a little bit, selling some weed and shit like that. So how do you think, what was the next transition to, being a hustler and kind of going the right path? Is that like when your wife came in, or you kind of started changing a little bit before that as well?
Nah, so so my wife came in. Well, I've been with my wife 10 years, right? We've been married. In August, we'll be married 6. So I've been with her about 10 years. So like, I was about around 25 years old when I met her.
Yeah, so it kind of it's kind of following the timeline.
It was following the timeline. Yeah, but in between that stage, it was just a very like dark stage. It was a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of fucking doing just. It was just a wild time.
Boofing up over here real quick.
A wild time. If social media was popping how it is now, we would have got in trouble.
Yeah, man. But so how do you think? So at that point in time, are you feeling any like pressure? Especially, I can say, it's mad funny. I was talking to kind of every girl I talked to with my ex. She was like, you have a humongous family. You have a cousin for literally everything. And we really do, which is the crazy part, especially my dad's side, my mom's side, and like your side.
Right.
There's somebody for everything.
And then the in between, like your side of the family that, we consider each other family, like it's humongous,
Humongous, man. And
we can fill a whole stadium up if we put us all together.
100%, bro. We really could. We could fill a new fucking Tucker Stadium, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what I was getting to was, we are pretty successful, I would say. Pretty successful family, man, for the most part. We have somebody for everything. At that point in time, were you feeling like the pressures of like, damn, my really close cousins, man, they're succeeding, they're doing shit, and I'm out here, like, what am I doing? Did you have those thoughts at that age?
Never. I you know what? I've never let what anybody ever thought about me or thinks about me bother me. Like, I don't know. I just never been, it just, shit like that just doesn't bother me, like.
Well, I guess it's not really, I'm saying, like, what all Irv ain't doing shit, Irv ain't shit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, you're reflecting, you're like, damn, Jeff's doing this, he's in college for this, Junior's doing this, he's doing that. Whoever is doing this, have a pretty successful family. I need to catch up to what they're doing. You never had those thoughts?
No, because life is a fucking marathon.
It's facts.
Facts. There's never a right time to do anything, Like I said, when I got out, I started going to school. It wasn't for me. I ended up going to New England Tech, too, to be an electrician. But that shit wasn't for me either. Like, it was a lot of schoolwork. And if it was just a hands-on, I think I would have finished the program. But it was just too much schoolwork. And I'm not... that's not my thing,
So I guess when you're so obviously the cousins ain't really, impacting you. How about your parents' perspective on you? I know parents can be different than friends or cousins, stuff like that. Did your parents' perspective, or like were they in your ear and like?
My mom was always in my ear. My pops is not around, but my mom was always in my ear, like, yo, you got to figure it out. You need to stop, and figure life out because it's just gonna go by.
Were those thoughts reflecting you? Like, did that impact you at all?
A little bit, because I feel like I let her down when I ended up going to jail, right? Because it's a kick in the fucking ass for anybody, But, so, while I was in the joint, I told my mother that I wanted to become a barber, right? Because when I was younger, I used to give my cousins an all-even haircut and a lineup. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I knew how to do, And so I was decent with it, just a all even with a lineup. I was decent with the lineups, So I didn't have it. So going back and reflecting with my mother, she's like, "Oh, remember you told me you wanted to, maybe become a barber?" She's like, "Why don't you try that?" So at 19 years old, I wasn't 19. It was probably like 20 when I started barber school. This was right after New England Tech. I started barber school. And I kind of fell in love with it right away, I started feeling the passion about it, and then I just continued going.
Nice, man. Nice, yes. It's kind of crazy when something's for you, kind of just sticks with you.
Yeah.
But, no, because, man, when, it's kind of crazy because you don't have that. So, did you have your own self-reflect? Obviously you say you don't care really what, the cousins say, what your mom kind of says doesn't really affect you neither. Did you have, that? Was it, so what was, the moment where you're like, all right, I need to finally fucking turn this around? What was that moment where it finally turned around then?
The moment was when I went to jail for the third time.
Holy shit, we skipped two. We skipped 2 times.
So I ended up getting arrested again.
Second time or third time?
The second time. 9 months after I got out the first time. I ended up violating my parole.
Shit.
I got into an argument with this guy on the street. And at that time, phone clips were in, right? So I had my phone tucked into my shirt on a clip on my hip. So I started arguing with this guy. It was like September. I had a sweatshirt on. And I put my hands up to fight this dude. And when I put my hands up, he thought I had a gun, but it was my fucking phone clip. So he ended up calling the cops. The cops came and I got charged with a disorderly conduct. So that was the second time. So I ended up doing 90 days for that. And then the third time.
Wait, so let's stop real quick with the second one. So second one, you're still like, I still don't give a fuck.
I really didn't.
That's crazy. Looking back on it now, like, are you just like, what the fuck was I thinking, bro?
Right. Right.
Because I would think, like I said, I was in there for a night and that 2-hour event I did. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you were so just hard headed, like you said, like stubborn.
I was just too wild, man. Like I was way too wild. I didn't give a fuck. I would just drink every day and just like I didn't really care. I didn't care about myself at the time. You know? So it just really didn't matter to me. But then I got locked up the second time and I was like, fuck, you know, I lost 90 days of my life again, you know? And at that time, after the first time I got out, my mother told me, if you ever get arrested again, I'm never going to come visit you. So I ended up getting locked up and she didn't visit me at all.
Yeah.
You know, she picked up my phone calls, but it was hard for her, you know? And then she told me, she's like, I'm not going to come visit you because I told you I was going to come visit you and I'm going to keep my word on that. I said, all right. And that hurt me. You know, that hurt me really, really bad. But like I said, I had to man up. Once again, I had to man up. So I ended up doing the 90 days. I came home and then I ended up going to New England Tech. So this is where New England Tech come in. Then I didn't finish New England Tech. I started barber school. And then while in barber school, I got arrested again. This was at a Colombian Day festival. It was La Tierra, where Mango's is now. We ended up getting into a beef outside. Some dude ended up punching a friend's father in the face, and we ended up chasing him down and ended up beating him up. And then the cops came and ended up arresting me and my buddy. And we both got arrested. But he came home, and I didn't because I was on probation.
Champ, so you said the third time.
That was the third time.
So the third time, so what was like that moment where, like, you know, you always hear like some crazy story, like, and those successful stories. Like, you were in, you know, the Bible study thing at church, like in prison. Was that something like that where you're like, damn, what, like, was it, you got some crazy story like that, or it just hit you like one night?
Nah, so while I was in the joint the third time, I was in barber school, right? So they had sent a letter to my mother, and she didn't visit me this time either because she already had told me. So I got a letter in the mail, and it was saying that they terminated me from school.
Damn.
Yeah. So I didn't have the thought of going. I just didn't think. I was like, I'm not going back, you know? There's no way I'm going back. It's just hard-headed me, right? So while I was in the joint, my thought was like, listen, I've given 1.5 years of my life to the system. I'm not doing this shit again. And that was just my train of thought. And I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So
the flip finally switched.
It did. It did.
And from that moment, you've been good since that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten in trouble ever since. It's been, that was in 2010 was the last time I went in, so it's been 13 years since I got in trouble.
Well, that's definitely
it's
turning the path for sure. So I have a couple questions. You know, from being in prison, especially at 19, I guess you're 3 tenures in the joint. Was there like, how was that like? Is there really like were you nervous at all? Were you scared being in there? Is there like really that like thing?
So Rhode Island prisons are not as bad as, say, a New York or a California prison. Jail here is really not that bad. It is bad, but it's not that bad. You don't hear the crazy stories how you see somebody getting killed in the yard or but at an 18-year-old kid, and I don't know anybody, like I didn't know anybody. So I was nervous. I was scared. I was lucky enough to meet. For me, they were great people. For me, they were great people. For other people, they're fucking terrible humans, you know. But I met a great group of guys who took me in, some Puerto Ricans, and I just clicked in with them the first day.
Are you acting Puerto Rican at that point? Or you just...
Nah, man, because my name in jail was Colombia. That's what they would call me, Colombia. You know, because I was pretty much in the whole compound. I was like 1 out of 4 Colombians that was in there.
Oh, so you're standing out. So why did you guys make your own group then? Why did you join the Puerto Ricans?
Because there was only 4 of us and 65 million Puerto Ricans in the joint.
Oh, you need that backup. Is that what you're looking for? You was trying to look for some backup in the joint?
Dog, I didn't know, man. They're the ones that took me in and were like, yo, like, Colombia, don't worry about it. You know, we'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so that's the thing. Like, they'll have your back.
Yeah, pretty much, you know. They wanted me to join their gang, but I'm like, I'm Colombian, I'm good.
But they still had your back, even though you said no.
Nah, yeah, of course, man. I like I said, man, they're great group of guys. There's still like 4 of them that I still in contact with.
Nice, they're doing good too.
Well,
anyways, so are you like? Is that like a thing where people are trying to punk your shit? Is that true?
I had an incident with one guy in there. He might have been like Salvadorian or something like that, but them Puerto Rican niggas took care of me, man. They were like, yo, don't worry about it. You have a lot of potential in life.
Oh, nice.
Like they seen it. They already seen it in me. You know, they're like, you got a lot of potential in life. Like, don't worry about it. He tried to step to you, we'll fuck him up for you. You know, and I'm like, all right, you know.
That's all a day.
Yeah,
I'll take
and
that.
that's how like my relationship with them grew. You know, because they were like, whatever the situation was, or whoever, you know, like they took care of their crew. Like, you know, especially the older guys. Like, they took care of the crew, and they were like, yeah, don't worry about it, you know. Like, somebody new came in, they're like, oh, you know, they would affiliate with them, and they're just like, they would take care of everybody.
That's pretty good. That's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, man. Were you like in a gang in Pawtucket?
No.
Back in the day? No. Were you affiliated with them at all?
I chilled with some people, but I don't know.
I heard that before. I'm like, I don't know. That was braided Irv at that point, right?
I had braids at the time.
Was that when you were affiliated with them?
I wasn't really. I was cool with them, you know.
I was just thinking because you're saying like the gang kind of mentality inside of it. I was saying like, did you have like that gang mentality like being in prison? You kind of have to adapt at that point, right?
You adapt, but you know, like, I'm a very social person. I know everybody. Everybody knows me. But I would mingle with everybody. You know, I would mingle with the whites. I would mingle with the blacks. I would, you know, like, because they all chilled in their own crew, but I was always cool with everybody, you know?
You talking about in, like, outside life and in prison or
both, you know, in general. Just with everybody, everybody. You know, I'm just a social person, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah, man, so I was going to say, too, when you said something on that previous topic as well, you know, for me, always seeing, obviously, I've known you, we partied together, we've hung out a lot, going to concerts and stuff like that. And to me, you know, you've been looking out for me. I remember one time we went to a Rick Ross concert, Mad Random, or not, I don't think it was Rick Ross, because we sat together at that one. I don't know wherever you were. It was some random ass concert. And you were like, we're all like fucking around before we get there. And then you get mad serious and you're like, yo, anybody fucks with you, call me immediately. And I'm like, will do. Like, so you go from like being like funny to like being like super serious. And I know you're being serious at that moment in time as well. But, you know, with other people, you may come across as like really like stern,
right,
and stuff like that.
It's either you like me or you don't like me. There's no in between with me, you know. Like,
well, I feel like it's the same as all the way around too. I feel like you either like someone or you don't like somebody. You gotta make it known.
that was old Irv, you know. It's just that's not me no more. I'm you know, if I don't have any issues with anybody, and if somebody has an issue with me, that's their problem, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I'm too old for the nonsense.
I was gonna say for you, someone like that. Are you always someone that, like, never wore your emotion on your sleeve, or you're always just, like, straight up? Because I feel like I get accused of that sometimes as well, where, damn, you're always being serious and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I think I'm a pretty funny dude, outgoing and stuff like that. Do you get, like, people thinking, like, you're always just, like, super serious?
Right, because when they see my face, I just got a mean face, because I don't know. I don't smile often as I should. But this...
Plus, you got the tats. You're probably, like, scared of people off like that.
Right. you know.
Do you feel like, is that like a detriment to you? Do you think, like, especially like in business? Do you think that's like a bad, like something you try to work on, or you don't even think about it?
I don't even think about it, but as a business person, I have a different business mindset, you know, like somebody walks in the door, I'm the first one to greet them. You know, I don't do it because it's just my shop. I used to do it at the old shop that I used to work at, but that's just everywhere, you know, like even in my other business, you know, it's a different type of clientele, but it's the same, you know, like, hey boss, how you doing? You know, you treat them with respect, so you get treated like with respect, you know, and that's just what I've learned, you know. So like I can adjust to wherever I'm at, you know. So like if I'm delivering a bounce house or if I'm cutting hair, you know, like I adjust. If I'm talking to a hood person or if I'm talking to, you know, a lawyer or a cop, you know, like the way I speak to you will be to what you do in life, you know. Like if I'm talking to a hood dude in the chair while I'm cutting their hair, you know, we're gonna be talking about this and that. But if I'm talking to, you know, a cop or a lawyer, the conversations are gonna be different, you know.
Yeah, but how do you think, like you said, you wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for like your previous, you know, ventures in life. So do you think being in those situations kind of helped you, like, camouflage with all the crews, like you're saying right now, where you can talk to the lawyer, the cop, the, you know, construction worker and stuff like that? Do you think that helped you out being around those situations? Like, do you think that kind of molded you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, because that's the thing though. So, you know, I'm the same way. Do you think that, like, now you think so, like, where do you think that, like, that change came from, and like where you kind of stayed the same path? Do you think coming out of your third tenure in the joint, did you think it was tough for people to trust you to start a business and get into the business world and like getting a second chance?
It all goes back to never taking no as an answer, you know. I just have this mentality that if I want something done, I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna figure out how to do it. Right?
You don't have, like, you know, speed bumps to where like it was tough getting clients at first, or like, because now you're super open. You know, obviously you're telling your story right now on the podcast and things like that. You didn't have like trouble though when people were like, damn, this guy, you know, he's so open about his thing, and it is tough for people to, like, you know, get over like the felon part, even
so
forgetting people's past.
At the beginning, when I first became a barber, I didn't speak about it. You know, I worked in the suburbs. It was a whole different type of clientele from ever working in the hood. I did work in the hood for a little bit, but that was just the beginning of my career, you know. And then when I started working in the suburbs, it was just a different mentality, right? I didn't speak about it. I didn't talk about it in the barbershop. The owner knew. But it was just nothing I really spoke about, you know. It was still fresh. It was just, you know, now I embrace it because now I look at the opportunities that it brought to me, you know. I'm grateful for that fuck up I did, that fuck up that I had in life to be where I am in life now.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Like, you know, everyone has their stories, you know, even, you know, Jay-Z, everybody, you know, there's a lot of successful people with like a crazy past that they publicly speak on and stuff like that. So, and that can motivate someone. Why not? If your story can motivate someone else as well, why not? I know you're saying that, you know, the family didn't really affect you and stuff like that. Did you have any, like, you know, inspirations that you looked upon, like, you know, like celebrities maybe, or anybody that you inspired to, you know, that helped you like get to where you are? You're like, damn, I can be like that one day, or hearing their story, things like that.
I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
The hard questions here.
Yeah, it's not something I really ever thought about, you know. I just always try to be great, you know. It's just, I fucked up too many times in life that I just gotta be great at everything that I do now, you know.
Yeah, man, you're doing a lot of stuff right now. So, you know, what was the first business? I'm assuming it was Limitless Barbershop first.
No, it was the I Ain't Shit stuff. I started the I Ain't Shit stuff maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know where it came from. It just a thought in my head. I went to Rick's off the hook in downtown Pawtucket, and I told him I wanted this shirt done. I wanted the shirt done with the logo that said I Ain't Shit, and then I put a poop emoji in the back. That's how it all started. And then I went to the bar, and everybody's like, "Yo, I love that shirt. Where'd you get it from?" And I'm like, "I created this shirt." And then somebody's like, "Oh, next time you make more, just let me know so I can buy one." And then in my head, I'm like, "What? Somebody wants to buy a shirt I just made?" And I fucking called them up, and I'm like, "Yo, listen, I need 30 shirts. I need extra large, 2X, a little bit of everything." And I ended up selling a batch of 30 on my first hit, and I just went off with it.
That's crazy because, I follow you on Facebook and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy where I've talked about in the past, too. There's some people that have, like, that it factor to them. I'm sure everyone knows who, like, Jeff Hardy is. Jeff Hardy just has, like, that it factor. People just, like, gravitate towards them type of thing.
Yeah.
Every main guy, like 50, J's, every big guy has, like, that it factor to him. And I feel like you have a lot of people that gravitate towards, like, your story. Where do you think that comes from? Like, did you post something on Facebook, you get, like, 300 people commenting on it, liking it. No matter what you do, people are commenting on your shit. Where do you think that, like,
I just
gravitate towards?
I just have a great support system from all social medias, right? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm either a person you like or you don't like. But I'm very grateful for that, I don't know where it came from. I really don't. I speak my mind. I talk so much shit on fucking social media. It's funny. I piss a lot of people off. But at the same time, I just have a big support team, especially when it comes to my family, Like, they've always had my back, all my cousins mostly. And my aunts and my uncles, well, not all of them, some of them. But but I've always had a great support system, and it's just like they're always cheering me on, and then I got my wife. My wife is and my wife and my daughter now, like I do this shit for them, it's just fucking grinding. In the last 2 weeks I've worked fucking 14 days in a row.
Jesus Christ.
It's just been nonstop. It's just something to be grateful for,
Nah, man, for sure. Especially when you're building towards something, you got more goals and more aspirations
on the
horizon.
Empire, man. Trying to build an empire.
Facts, bro. I feel you. And you're saying, like, people have that support system. Do you think it's kind of like, do you think that's something we need more of? I know you said you talk shit about people. You get people going on social media and things along those lines. But, when I see you doing that stuff, I always think, man, people are in a gimmick all the time. And I'm like, bro, Irv's is leaning in towards it. Everyone, like, I lean towards it on, like, the podcast, things like that. I lean towards it, like, the Traveler on my personal page and things along those lines. Do you think it's something where, like, positivity needs to be more of, like, a bigger thing and, like, people supporting each other, bro? Because on social media, bro.
Hell yeah, because there's too many fucking haters, right? Too many people are hating. It showing positivity is... It brings humanity into somebody, It's just the fucking, it's just, even if it's just a share or a like, just supporting other people's small businesses, it's a fucking great thing, Like, it does. You don't have to buy something off them, But if you share it so that the people on your page is seeing it, it can bring them a client. They can buy something off you. They can rent something off you. They can come get a haircut. They can, It's just whatever you're selling. It doesn't hurt to support. Supporting is free.
Big facts, bro.
Supporting is free. You don't have to buy something from somebody to support them, And I say this shit all the time. A fucking click of a button is fucking free.
100%, bro. It's crazy, man. But they'll repost something, some stupid, crazy nonsense, a fight. They'll post some negative shit.
Oh, right.
But then, like, even I've talked about this in the past, like, bro, like, I'm not sure if you're a fan of him, but LeBron James does so much amazing shit for the community, bro. Like, he sends like 200 kids like a year to school. He has like his I Promise school in Cleveland and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy. No one ever talks about that shit. But they'll be like, is LeBron cheating on his wife? Who the fuck? Like, why? Why are you talking about that, but not the positive shit he does, bro? No one talks about the positive shit,
bro. And listen, I'll tell you that because I do a lot for the community, right? I give haircuts to the homeless. I do school drives. I give free haircuts to the kids. I've done backpack drives. I'm constantly donating, Doug, and it's just like nobody ever talks about it. But I'm not one to like these other people that you know, they'll call the news up and be like, hey, I'm having an event, you know, come check me out so you can post me all over the news. I just do everything in silent, you know. If I post about it, is because I want people to acknowledge or to like, what's the word, fucking, to have somebody, maybe I can spark it in your head. Oh, maybe I can
initiative.
Maybe I can give back and help out also, you know. Like, I used to look for barbers, right, to come help me with back to school drives, or you know, the homeless, going into the shelters and giving haircuts to the homeless, you know. So I used to post it up like to get more help, you know, not because I wanted to, but I'm like, all right, if I post this up that I'm doing something good, maybe I can get a few barbers to come help me out, and we can do, instead of me giving 5 haircuts, we can give 20 haircuts.
Yeah.
You know, the more people who help, the more can be done in this world, you know.
Do you think there was being like competitive, like no one was really responding to those posts and stuff like that?
In the beginning, I used to get a lot of people who supported, but now it's just like nobody really wants to do it anymore, you know.
Bro, it's crazy. People love to support you when you're grinding and getting to the next level. But once you get to that level, you see people start dropping off, and it's like, oh, Irv's, he doesn't need my help no more.
Right.
And people start being like jealous, bro. And it's mad weird. It's just mad weird.
Dog, it's strange.
It's weird as hell. Like, but then they'll still support random ass like popular barbers on Instagram and stuff like that. It's like, bro,
They go like all this shit, but they don't want to like anybody else's shit.
Bro, it's crazy, right? So like, you know, I've had a bunch of different viral clips and stuff like that, and it's always about like crazy sex shit. Obviously, I get it. It's funny. It's entertaining. Obviously, it's what I'm doing with the podcast. But then, you know, I started a foundation too, the Golden Rose like Scholar Foundation, where it's like I'm trying to help out, give athletes, you know, scholarship money for college or for like breakthrough 7-on-7s, get them more exposure. And bro, I posted it on the podcast and my personal page, like 15 likes. 15 likes, bro. But then I post one about Michelle talking about guns and shaking ass. And that shit got like 30,000 views, bro. Like 500 likes.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
It's crazy.
That's how it is. You try to do something good and nobody wants to see it. You know,
bro. It's nuts. Did that affect you at all when you're doing that, or do you feel some type of way?
Nah, it doesn't really bother. It used to bother me. I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me now. I don't give a fuck. You know, I know there's views. You know, I know you're viewing it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. So, you know, we're getting back to, you know, you said the eye. Well, we're talking about real quick. Make sure you follow your guy on all social media. We didn't give him the proper introductions. Irv right here. All social media is right underneath him. All 3, so you can go click, follow, subscribe. We're in his barbershop right now, supporting local business. Make sure you support your boy. And a little break to see. Do you want to refill? I see you. Hold on to that right there.
I do.
Make sure you follow your boy, too. EG Pod on all social media, podcast, YouTube, like, subscribe, send us to the moon. Follow your boy, Explore FF. My travel ventures, got a couple travels coming up soon. I'm going to Colombia like in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I'm going to, where else am I going? I'm going to Montreal, Miami for a bunch of games, Mexico City. You got more than that? You're good. More.
That's good.
So yeah, man. So you said I ain't shit. That's what kind of popped it off right there. So you piqued interest. You sold out. You had that it factor. People are gravitating towards you. They wanted some more gear. So that was before you started a barber, or nah?
I was already a barber, but I was working at the other barber shop before I've in March I'll have 3 years. No, November. November will be 3 years that I opened up shop. But yeah, the I ain't shit gear. It went crazy. I've probably sold over 1,000 shirts.
Damn, that's crazy.
Probably over 500 hats. When the COVID pandemic kicked in, I made some masks. I probably sold like 600-700 of those.
Shit.
I do it.
Yeah, man. So where can they cop the I ain't shit gear?
I just pretty much have hats in stock. I don't keep the t-shirts in stock anymore. I don't know. I've slowed down with that. I'm just too busy with all the other shit that I'm trying to grow, you know. But you guys could always just hit me up, and I can get them done.
Personalized just for you guys, baby.
Yep.
So after that, is that when you're like, damn, all right. So I'm selling some shit. I'm doing decent, doing this. What was like the next stop to like, all right, let me open up my own shit?
So right after we came back from COVID, because we got closed down, I just had to I wasn't feeling comfortable in the other shop that I was working at anymore. So I just told my wife, and I was like, "Hun, I just gotta do my own shit. I gotta open something up." And she was like, "Just go for it." But she was kind of nervous because, you know, still mid-pandemic. I opened this up in 2020, you know, the craziest year we ever had. And I just took the risk, and fucking 3 years later, I'm here. I just got nominated for top 3 Reader's Choice, Providence Projo.
Yeah, man. I was about to post that up, man. Dope.
So
That's dope, man. Congrats. I was gonna post that up. I had that up lined up. I don't really pre-plan the podcast, but I seen that. I was like, I gotta bring that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's dope, man. Congrats. And I didn't finish on my thought process on like giving like shout outs, stuff like that. I'll do it more at the end as well. But man, I love seeing people like, you know, go after what they want and like just hustling. But I'm always supportive of that. I don't get the hate factor at all, bro. Like, I don't get it. You see it sometimes like within the family and stuff like that, and it's like, why? I don't understand it. I've never been that guy. So like when I see you doing stuff, that's why I'm gonna lead off with this. But like you were like one of the first guests I asked me in the podcast. This is like a year and a half in the making, bro.
You did.
Yeah, man, it's like a year and a half in the making, and I'm like, bro, this is gonna be a dope one. I want to hear entire Irv story. I know people want to hear about it too, but you were one of the first people, man. Because when I think of like successful people that I know in Rhode Island, is definitely you, man. Even like people, you know, give that definition of success differently, but I think you're a successful man, especially one of the people I know. Going after it, being your own entrepreneur is a lot harder than people think.
It's a lot of time, a lot of sweat, a lot of thoughts. It's a lot.
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
especially
man.
when you're juggling multiple businesses. It's hard, you know.
100%, man.
People think it's just, oh, you're your own boss. You can do this, you can do that. There's more behind the scenes than what a lot of people see, you know.
Oh, 100%, man. So that's why I wanted to have you on. I think it's dope, and you know, congrats, man. You deserve that.
Thank you.
And you know, hope you win. Hope you continue getting it 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. And I genuinely want the success for everybody, especially like my family and shit like that. But you know, we're gonna finish the entire story off. Then we get some funny questions and shit. But so that being said, you're scared. You did it, and that's a tough part, man. Too, like taking that leap. It's crazy because I started listening to Logan Paul's podcast a lot, and
Yep.
you know, people think, oh, it's just easy to be him, bro. It's not. Like, he took that risk. You're taking that risk, like, and I think a lot of people it's easy where they, you know, like I said, they love following you when you're getting to that point.
Right.
Once you get to that point, they're like, oh, that's easy. He's rich, and I'm like, you laugh because I'm sure you get that. People are like
all the time, man.
He's rich.
I'm far from it.
Yeah, man, exactly. I had that same thought process for myself as well. And it's like, no, bro, like I'm
grinding.
Yeah, man, grinding, taking that leap. Who knows? Like, this shit could have failed. You don't know.
Right.
But myself, I'm not like outcome. That's what me bringing up Logan Paul is about. Like, he said this, I'm like, that's exactly how I am. He's not scared of the outcome. And a lot of people are outcome dependent.
Right.
If I'm not successful, I failed.
Right.
But people fail all the time. You gotta just take that leap.
But you gotta learn how to fail to win. You gotta know what the feeling is to fail to be able to win. You know, it's just people are just scared to just take that jump, and I fucking took it.
Yeah, man. So you took it. You made the shop right here. 3 years in. So you know, we can get some more barbershop questions after. But we got this amazing shop running right now. Make sure you go check them out right here. What's the address? They come check you out.
14 Dexter Street in Cumberland.
Make sure you check your boy out. And so that being said, then now you got Scotty's Adventures too. Make sure you get tap in. It's right underneath you on the Instagram right here. So how did that come about? Because that's a completely different venture. It's not barbershops at all.
Yeah.
So what was even the mindset behind that? Cause so you know, your wife was nervous about starting this up. Was she like, Irv, relax, motherfucker?
So I started that before I opened up this.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So that business is it's called Scotty's Adventures because I named it after my boy who passed away. I was gonna start up the business with him. I was gonna fund it and he was gonna run it. And he ended up passing away a few months after I bought everything. But rest in peace, Scotty. And it's my 4th season, and it's just growing. I have about 25 bounce houses now. I have water slides, I have dunk tanks, just a little bit of everything. But it started with that, I didn't have any intentions of working this shit. He ended up passing away, and the group of guys that I'm tight with, my boys, I asked them, I'm like, listen, guys, he's not here no more. Do you guys want to continue this? You guys want to help me out with this? Or do I sell everything? And 3 of them were like, yo, I got you. And those have been the guys that I've just busting their asses with me since day one, I got to give credit to Kyle, Nate, and Dylan. They've just been fucking grinding for me. And I'm with it with them. I'm there doing the same shit. I know what it is to put in work as how they put in the same work, And like I said in the beginning, dog, I'm just a hustler. And I just it's learning how to figure it out. That's part of life.
Yeah, man. Have you had any crazy what's the wildest story for Scotty's adventures? Have you had some crazy shit where a fucking kid flew off a trampoline or some shit? Or was that all on them?
I've never had a crazy story, and I hope I never have a crazy story because insurance is expensive.
Oh, facts, bro, facts.
And I do have insurance because I gotta secure my assets in life. It's just
fucking kid flies off the fucking thing or some shit like that.
I never want to hear none of that.
Yeah.
And if it happens, don't tell me.
Figure out yourself.
Yep.
But so that's crazy. I mean, until you started doing it, I have no intention to do that. I'm sure I know everything's a pain in the ass. But so that's it does well. I have no idea.
It does really good. It does. I can't complain. It's from probably March to October, a little bit in November, but it's fucking nonstop grinding. It seems easy, but there's a lot to it. So if you want to get yourself into the business, I just stay away.
Have you ever thought about doing it in somewhere where it's year round, a Florida type of thing?
That would be nice, but I wouldn't pick up and go. For me, it's hard to just pick up and go. Especially as a barber. I tell my wife, I'm like, if you ever want to pick up and go, I'm gonna need $200,000 in the bank before I leave because to build a clientele somewhere else it sucks.
Yeah, man. So that being said, build up on clientele and shit like that. Are you ever nervous that one of your barbers or someone from Scotty's Ventures gonna start their own shit?
I'm not, and if they do start their own shit, I'm gonna support them and I'm gonna help them out, because it's just part of it. There's enough money for everybody, There's enough money for the barber down the street, the other barbershops down the street. I got a buddy fucking 6 streets down from here. There's enough money for all of us, And it doesn't hurt to help somebody out. I'm in a group chat with 2 other guys who one owns probably the biggest bounce house business in Rhode Island, and the other one has a huge bounce house business. And I'm in a group chat with them, and I ask them for advice. I ask them for help. They fucking help me and vice versa, because there's enough money for all of us. Why hate on each other, Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree. I didn't know that was that. Deep down inside, you're nah, you better stay here. Nah, it's not hard to find workers in this. It is, but it isn't. If you bring a good environment and you fucking and you lead the pack to the right spots. Listen, if they go open up barbershops, that would be fucking awesome, Don't go work for somebody else, but go open your own barbershop,
Facts.
I'll support you on that, But, even if they want to go somewhere else, to go right ahead, At the end of the day, like I said, there's money. There's money to be made. Is there a thing where I had Melinda on actually, and there's a thing where she couldn't go do something and bring her clients with her? Is there a thing like that? Say if you had me as a barber here and I left start my own shit. I don't have a cause. If any of my barbers ever leave, I would definitely do something like that. But because I know a few of my friends that are barbers who do have that in their shops that they make their barbers sign when they jump in, when they start off with them. Clients or all the barbers as well. Just the barbers, not clients, because it's just part of it. So probably with Melinda is that she signed it that she can't take her clients, you know.
Yeah.
If she opens up, but her clients can follow her if they want, you know. But she just can't tell them that this is where I'm going, you know.
Yeah, that's why I told her. I'm like, why not? What the fuck? And she's like, yeah, just it is what it is. Like, you can't tell them.
If she gets caught that she's telling them, she can get fired right away, or she can get even a lawsuit from that.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. That's what she was saying. Yeah, that was sucks. You had nothing like that. Like, you want support.
I don't have anything of that. But like I said, if any of my barbers ever left, that's something that I would do to the next, just to support my, you know.
Yeah.
Just to support my ass in this area, you know.
No, big facts, man. So that being said, you started up this, man. You started eyeing shit. You started with Limitless Barbershop, and you haven't said right behind you. You got there's another thing you do as well. You got some products behind you. You kind of want to explain a little bit of your products you have for sale.
I also have a beard line. It's called Limitless Beard Products. So I have a wash, I have oils, I have a beard butter, I have a beard balm. I started that about a year ago. It hasn't taken off how I wanted to take off, but like I'm too busy with all the other stuff. I do sell a lot of it in the barbershop. I do have a Shopify, but I don't really promote that as much as I should.
Well, for now you can right here. Shopify, what is it? We'll put it right underneath you right now.
It's limitlessbeardproducts.com.
Let's get it, baby. So, that being said, you're doing all this stuff. Where do you think that hustler mentality came from? Like, how do you think you're able to, transition to being the hustler entrepreneur that you are right now? Like, are you listening to podcasts, or you reading books, or is it strictly all yourself? Like, how's that leadership mindset building? I can say for myself, speaking on me, doing what I do, I'm always trying to listen to different podcasts, listen to different entrepreneurs. If I know business owners, I talk to them, get their pick their brain and stuff like that. That's me. How about you? Like, are you trying to learn from other people, or are you kind of just learning from yourself and your mistakes?
A lot of stuff that I've learned has been trial and error. I do pick a lot of people's brains also, but that's now. When I first started, I was just trying to figure it out myself, When I worked at the other barbershop, I had my own LLC already. I had my own business accounts already. So I was pretty much, every barber is their own boss in their own shop, right? In whatever shop they work at. But I pretty much already had my shit lined up. So future thoughts was like when I open up a barbershop. So I opened up a Google account, Google My Business. I already had that. So I was Irv at that barbershop, So I already had all that. So I had the reviews. I had people going to my page already. So I was already one step ahead of the game. So when I moved over here, I just changed the name to that barbershop, to that Google account. And that already brought my rankings up, because that's what Google does. Google, a lot of people don't use Google for their business, and they should, because that's what's going to fucking bring you up in rankings. And everybody has one of these in their hands, so technology, I need a haircut, I need a bounce house, you Google it, right? And that's what helps. And that's where I was already 2 steps ahead of the game when I opened up my own shop.
Yeah, man. So is it tough starting your own shop, so what's the difference of being, obviously, besides being your own boss, what's the difference, clientele wise, for, say, if I had, Effie's Barbershop, I've been around for 20 years. I have people always come into me. What's the benefits of working for me opposed to you starting up your own spot? What's the difficulties? Are you gonna have people? Is it tough getting traffic in the door here first, or?
So this location has always been a barbershop. So the last guy that was here ended up getting locked up, and I just happened to have a client who's a realtor who I spoke to, and she told me that she knew that there was a spot around the corner from where I was at, that there was a location. So I came to look at this one, and I came to look at another one in Pawtucket. But where I'm at now is close to where I used to be. So I didn't want to go too far. I could have made that move to Pawtucket, but where I'm at in Cumberland to where Pawtucket is the demographics are different,
Gotcha. Yeah. So it was better here. But was there like a tough transition point from leaving where you previously were till now? Like, was there ever thoughts of like never moving, or were you like, I'm moving no matter what?
I was comfortable over there, you know, and I've always told myself that I didn't want to get comfortable in any. You should never get comfortable in any situation.
Big facts.
You know, and I got comfortable there because that's what happens, you know. And then when I started feeling uncomfortable, I was like, all right, it's time to do my own shit, right? And I was just lucky enough that this location was open, you know, and to be able to come over here, I brought I didn't bring all my clientele. I did lose probably like 15% of my clientele, but what I lost, I gained over here, you know. So yeah. I didn't have that issue. I worked here for about a month by myself, you know. I had the stations already up, but I just trying to get a barber to come over here. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be here by myself a little longer, you know, but it only took me a month before I got one barber, and then a couple weeks after that, I got the third barber. And then I had the other chair empty for about like 6-7 months. I wanted the first barber to grow his clientele because he came from another shop a little ways from here. So I wanted him to grow his clientele before I brought somebody else in here.
That makes sense, man. So, yeah, man. So you said you kind of trial and error, learning by yourself. You take that jump right here. So, I guess some barber questions for me. So you building up. Any OGs you want to shout out? Like anybody who's rocking with you, like barber wise. I'm not sure, the barber thing, but etiquette here. But anybody you want to shout out here at the shop? Should they check out other than you? Obviously, you got to check out the owner Irv here first. But if you had to say someone else, who are some of your other barbers that you should come check out?
I think all my barbers are great. I'm not just saying that because they're my barbers. Billy, I've been cutting hair with for about maybe 11, 12 years. Me and him have a great relationship. Then I got Jose, who's right next to me, and then I have Ant, who works at the far corner. But they're all great barbers. I'm not saying that because they're my barbers, but you can go check the business page and check their work out because it's always up. I'm always posting. Just anybody, you can come in here, you can feel comfortable. It's a family-oriented barbershop. We have TVs on. Kids come in, we put cartoons on. We have lollipops for after their haircuts. If you're a single mom, you want to come in here, you're going to feel comfortable in the shop, It's just, kids are our future, and I grew that mentality and put that in my other barbers to let them know that, kids, the kids are ours. That's our future,
Big facts, man.
Especially with cutting hair, because they're going to grow up and they're going to, if they continue to sit in your chair, they're going to go to school. Yeah, I just got a fresh haircut from, this barber over here at this location, and they're going to come tell their boys, and their boys are going to come over here and vice versa,
Oh, big facts, man. Yeah. I actually just seen Billy last week at Sports and Leisure. We got some drinks together.
Yeah.
But did anybody specialize in certain things? You guys do everything.
Jose's good at designs. I suck at designs. Ant sucks at designs. Billy does good designs, but he doesn't like doing them. Jose can do designs.
What's some wild shit? Like I can ask her, like, yo, can you put out a picture of like LeBron James on the back of my head? You can do that shit.
Nah, we can't do that shit here. We can't do that shit here.
Why can't you do that shit? It's too time consuming?
That's just hard. That shit's hard to do. And there's not enough money for that. Like I'm not gonna sit you in my chair for 3 hours for you to give me $100. It's not. I can make that shit up in fucking 3 haircuts.
So what would be like? I'm sure you've seen them just on Instagram. Like you see a picture.
That's just dope. That's just dope. What people do with the art that people create on people's heads. That's just dope. But there's not enough money for that.
Realistically, I'm asking Irv, put a fucking picture of LeBron James in the back of my head. How much does that shit cost?
I'm gonna charge you $150 an hour.
Bro, is that shit even worth it? Bro, it's just gonna grow back in like a week.
In fucking 4 days, LeBron is gonna have a full hairline.
It's funny. So you got 4 chairs here, bro. So one thing I always wonder why, and I'm sure everyone fucking thinks of this shit. So I walk in this door right here. Who sits right here? Who's right here? Billy, you, and Jose. Ant's at the end right there.
Yep.
Why is Ant by himself? I don't want to go to that motherfucker. He's not good. Why does he have no one in his chair? You guys are all cutting. You guys want no appointments for 2 hours. Why should I walk into Ant real quick?
Why should you?
I'm not sure how it's set up here, but most barbershops like that.
Right.
You have that one guy just free. Why should I walk and get a haircut by Ant? Is he not good? Why? What's that situation about?
The first thing, you shouldn't just walk into any barbershop, right? You should just make an appointment. It's fucking 2023. But
That's another topic we can talk about. So that real quick. So no, right here, you guys don't talk. Do you take walk-ins or not?
I don't take any walk-ins. I don't. They do. I'm just way too busy. I've been doing this shit for 13, 14 years now. I've fucking grown my clientele. So I try not to take any walk-ins. If just happens that I'm just sitting here and everybody's busy, that it usually doesn't happen. But if I am and somebody walks in, I will take them. I try to feed my barbers, so I try not to take them. But if I see that they're busy and somebody walks in and I just happen to have a no-show, or I'm running ahead, I will squeeze them in and I will take them. But I usually do not take any walk-ins.
Yeah, man. So, but that's you. Like you just said, your reasoning right there. But I'm talking about more like that designated guy who doesn't have like appointments. Like, why is that guy? Is he just like the walk-in guy,
or he's just a new guy in the barbershop, or just somebody that doesn't really grow their clientele and just takes walk-ins? Because there is barbers in other barbershops that just take walk-ins. But my guys usually, if you come in during the morning time on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, you'll be able to sit in one of their chairs, because that's the hardest clientele that you can create, is that Tuesday and Wednesday morning appointments, but mid-afternoon, my guys are on and popping, like they're cutting hair.
Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday morning. Who would you like? What's that demographic right there? Is that like the motherfucker who just booked a dinner date that night and they're like, "Fuck, Irv, I need someone real quick."
That's a lawyer. That's a cop. That's fucking a judge who's not working that day. It's fucking a firefighter. It's that's the clientele that I got.
Tuesday, Wednesday morning.
Tuesday, Wednesday morning, or somebody who does financial advisor, because Junior comes every 2 weeks. Or my jeweler George that comes in every 2 weeks on a Tuesday,
The only time they got.
Right.
So what Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, what's that demographic? That's the motherfuckers going to the club?
This area, not really. I don't have clientele like that, I have a different type of clientele. It's crazy. It's either the young guys or just like the banker that gets out at 4:00, or the guy that just got out of the rescue. I have a different clientele, but like Jose does have some clientele that he brought from the shop that he used to work at, who come get a haircut before they go to the club. But
yes, you're saying you're the banker, that guy Junior, every 2 weeks. So what's the proper time frame between haircuts? You're spinning game right now. How often should someone come? Does it depend on the person or what?
It really depends on the person. I have clients who come every week. I have clients who come every 2 weeks. I have clients who come every 3 weeks. I have clients who come monthly. I have a lot of weekly clients, which I'm very grateful for, because those are the ones that take care of the bills. And my month, they all take care of my bills, But them weekly clients, they just hit different, But those are the ones that, Irv, you can squeeze me in. I'll take you at the end of the day, Or I can't make my appointment this day. Can you help me? Can you help me out? And I'll help them out, right? Because they come in every week, so they get special treatment.
Yeah,
So start booking your appointments every week. I got you.
How can they book? To text you, or do you have like a website? Everyone's different.
You can I use Booksy, or you can go on my website, and on my website the link is there. It's Limitless Barbershop 401.com, and the link on there is to book.
Yeah, man. So they can do that real quick. So it's funny enough, because I was like 15 minutes late today to set up. You're further than I thought, and packing the equipment was a lot harder than I thought. I've done this in a little bit, traveling podcasts. But if the appointment was 6:00 and I showed up at 6:15, what's happening?
I'm not taking you, and you're paying me before the missed appointment.
Late fee or the entire thing?
There's no late fee. You're paying me for the appointment. Or I'll tell you I can just line you up and give you a little temp. I'm not giving you I run strictly on time. So if your appointment's at 6 o'clock, the latest you'll sit in my chair is like 6:05. I'm really good with my timing, and you show up 15 minutes late, that's tough. I'm gonna be 15 minutes behind the whole day.
Yeah, man, because that's the thing too. Barbers, man. Typically, it's fucking weird, man. They're just like contractors. You know, there's some people where your 6 o'clock appointment, I get here at 5:50, and you're like, "Oh man, I just took Jose instead of you." You're like, "Motherfucker!" I remember Brandon said his barber when he was here, he said he waited 2 hours and a half for a haircut.
Wild.
What? I mean, bro, first of all, I would have walked the fuck out.
Wild. 2.5 hours. They're not respecting your time.
Yeah, but how do you feel about barbers like that when you're like, you know, they do that and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know why you keep going back to them. It's just terrible, man. Terrible timing. I'm good with my time because when I was younger and I used to go to get a haircut and my barber used to make me fucking wait an hour. If my appointment was at 11, I would sit in the chair at 12. I fucking hated that as a kid.
Yeah, man.
So when I became a barber, I'm like, I'm not doing that to nobody. Like, I won't squeeze in anybody. I don't care if you're my nephew, my cousin, I don't care if you're Jesus. I'm not squeezing you in.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like you said, it's not respecting your time, man. Especially being older now, man. I'm starting to get to the fucking point. El Ray, everybody, motherfuckers, all you guys. And I'm like, yo, why can't we go out early? Or like, yo, we're going out at 9. Say 9 o'clock's the time we say we're going out. Then it's 10:30. I'm still in my house waiting. It's like, bro, why are we taking so long? Why can't people be punctual?
I would have been sleeping by now. You're going to make me wait an hour and a half before we go out. Nah, I'm too old for that shit.
Bro, I don't get, like, why can't we be punctual? And, like, I seen, like, a thing when LeBron's like, he doesn't fuck with people who's late. He's like, if you're late once, you're no longer his friend. Time is money.
Listen, if I have a new client and they show up late, 1, I won't take them, and 2, I block them in my book. If you're not respecting my time the first time you come, you don't have respect for me, so I'm not gonna give you that respect, and I'm gonna block you.
Yeah, man, because like you said,
time is money.
Yeah, man,
time is money, and I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid by the haircut. You know, so if you're not gonna listen, if you look at that fucking thing, if you miss your appointment, you gotta pay for your service, whatever service it is.
So you know, you do that first time, you're like, Irv, come on, bro. It was my first time I was late.
Well, you didn't get the opportunity to sit in my chair, and you're not sitting in my chair ever again.
So how about if I was good with you for like a month, right? Always on time. First time I was late. You give any leniency or nah?
Nah. You're paying me, and then you can set up another appointment with me. But you gotta pay me. I don't play that. I take my time. I respect my time. I respect your time. You know, and that's why I have a lot of clientele, right? Because they like the fact that if your appointment's at 4, you sit in my chair at 4:05 the latest, you know? And that's what I have embedded in my barbers, except Billy. Billy his concept of time sucks. But his clients understand him. So that is fine. But he also doesn't take he takes new clients, but he doesn't do walk-ins, right? So his clients understand him, and that's okay because they have that lingo. Mm-hmm. But my other barbers, I've embedded in them that if their appointment's at 4, their appointment's at 4. You're not going to squeeze somebody in. You're not going to, you know, like, that's part of it. You know, that's why we charge the prices we charge here. You know, that's what makes me stand out compared to the other barbers in the hood or the other barbers down the street that, you know, we respect your time, respect ours.
Yeah, man. So you're saying, you know, the prices you charge here. So is that something where you hear, you're like, yo, what the fuck? You're charging this?
Right.
What do you think when people say, like, you can get your price right now as of July 24, 2023. Prices may change. The price of shit goes up. But as of right now, July 2023, what are your prices or people are intrigued right now? Listen to this part of the conversation. I will chapter mark this. Irv's prices right here.
A men's haircut is 30. A cut with a beard is 35. Children haircuts are 25. They should be 45. Because
I got some memes about this. You can hold on to that.
Because it's just wild, you know. Kids move. It's just their prices should be more expensive.
You ever fuck a kid's haircut up? Fucking Jesus Christ! Have you ever fucked a kid's haircut up?
No.
I'm saying like they move and you're like. Rah!
No, because I've learned to have quick reflexes. You know, but kids are a pain in the ass. You know, as much as I love them, as much as I enjoy cutting kids up because I like to see them, you know, their progression and seeing them grow and become from having a client from 1 year old to now they're like 10, 11. You know, like Liam, like. I've been I think I gave Liam his first haircut. He's fucking 10. He just turned 10 years old.
Still gotta hold his head.
Liam moves a lot, and he likes to talk and ask questions. You know that. And fucking
Liam, stop, motherfucker.
You know, but it's fun, but at the same time, it's not fun. I feel like kids' haircuts should be the same prices as adults. You know, because haircuts now are very fucking. Oh, I want a skin fade with a design. It's still the same amount of time that I'm taking to fucking cut an adult. You know?
Yeah. So that being said, so that's your prices right now. So what? People are bitching about those prices?
People are bitching. People always bitched. You know, you can't. You can go get the haircut down the street for $20, you know, but you're gonna sit in the barbershop for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Fucking
you know,
God,
time is money, man.
Yeah, man. So like, you know, that being said, you know, I go to barber like the street over from my house. That's the reason why I go. By the way. But, you know, I've been with him for a little while. This motherfucker is just like you, bro. He is fucking punctual. Punctual as a motherfucker, which is what I like. You know, like I said, it's right down to my house, so I go. But if not, go to Irv if I don't. But, that being said, how do you feel about a motherfucker going to you? Say if I was going to you for like 2 years, and then I post, I'm with Jose in Cranston. Are you like, is that a really thing? You're like, you motherfucker. You gonna cheat on me? You cheating on your barber, is that a thing?
So I won't comment, but when if they come back to me, I'll be like, oh yeah. I'm like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this either. You know, I'll roast them a little bit. And they're like, yo, I had to cheat. You know, like I had a special event, you were too booked up. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Well, how far is too booked up? What's too far? How far in advance are you booked?
I'm probably a week in advance, you know, but my late night appointments always get booked first, you know. But like I said, I'm booked on Tuesday and Wednesdays. I'm doing 16, 17 haircuts on a Tuesday and Wednesday. Fridays I'm doing between 20 to 25 haircuts. It's Fridays are my longest days in the shop.
What's the barbershop hours? How long are you here till on Fridays?
Fridays I'm here from either 7 to 6:30 or 7:30 to 6:30. It all depends.
Nice, man. Nice. I got some. Let's get to these funny memes real quick. See if you can see them. Put these shits up. Oh wait, above your face. Hold on, I make it a little bit smaller. You know what? Press above your face. Oh, whoop. This is getting edited out. This wouldn't be a thing, but I mean, I'm not sure if you think it's funny or not. When a cheap client gets mad because you skipped them, and you gotta act like you didn't know they was next. Is that a thing?
Nah,
not for you. Not for you.
Not for me, but
when you take your hat off at the barbers, I don't know if that's the thing or not. It's not that funny. There's a couple funny ones in here. This one right here. Moms be like, "Can you get a design?"
Right. That's the shit that be pissing me off.
So what's your mindset of that? So we're here. Hey, Irv.
Hey,
can you get a design?
Nah, your kid has been crying the whole time. I can't even do the haircut you want me to give him. You know, you want a skin fade with scissor cuts on top, and this little kid's crying. Nah, hell no, man. I can do a 2 and fucking a little bit off the top. Cut my fingers because of your kid.
Oh, this one right here. So they called the barbershop the day before Thanksgiving and asked if we were busy.
Stupid ass motherfuckers. Yo, but
you felt this one. You felt this one.
But it happens all the time, dog. It's nuts. They'll call you Christmas Eve. Yo, you booked? Come on, man.
What do you say? Is that your? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Are you even answering that motherfucker?
Listen, sometimes I just be like, yo, how much?
What was the craziest response you gotten?
I've cutting people up on Christmas for $100.
That's all day. That's all day.
The most I've ever gotten was like $175.
Was that the LeBron James design or not? That's a simple
That was no design. That was just a haircut.
Around.
That was just a haircut.
Is this a thing right here when you see one of your clients out in public? The MJ right here. I don't know why they put Michael Jackson on that, but are you social with your friends outside?
Sometimes, yeah, that's how it is.
I don't know. That was that funny. There's another one. Let's see. No. Oh, is this you right here? If your barber ever do this shit, just know your shit's fucked up.
Yeah, that look in his eyes. That look in his eyes.
So what's he doing right there? Is he looking at your lineup?
Yeah, he's
that
like,
doing?
shit, I slanted this. That's why his head's sideways a little bit. You see it? He's trying to make it straight in his head.
I didn't see this one yet. When your barber sees you walking around with a trim he didn't give you. Oh, right here. Is this it?
Yeah, you got to give him that look sometimes. Like, damn, you went over there.
Have you ever seen someone out in public, out in a club or something? You're like, motherfucker, I ain't do that.
Yeah. They get awkward, though. I'd be like, yo, what up, man? They'd be like, what up, Irv?
And they give it away.
They're you just know, man. Just like, oh, yeah, I hope you have a good night. Keep it moving.
Oh, this one right here. I've seen this on a bunch of TikToks, too. When someone walks in, when a walk-in comes in asking, do you give good fades?
Dog, that pisses me the fuck off. Shit.
Why is that?
It's just, you don't walk in somewhere and just be like, yo, you guys good? Nah, I suck. You gonna sit in my chair if I tell you I suck? Even if I suck, I'm gonna tell you I'm good. Come sit in my chair, motherfucker.
Is that you're the Russ face?
That's the face you look.
Oh, this one right here. I seen this one's kind of funny. Brothers be like, you cut black hair?
Oh, same. Oh, it's crazy. They be calling on the phone here. You give haircuts to black people? I don't see any black barbers that work there. Nah, we good, man. We'll take care of you. Just come in.
That's kind of crazy how that's a thing.
Oh, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, man. So that's another Irv face right there.
It's
he
crazy.
gives over the phone. How barbers feel after they pull out that hair splinter. Is that funny? I don't know.
That's a thing. Hair
Is that
splinters?
a thing?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So why would she feel like that? I genuinely have no idea why.
Because hair splinters is like wood splinters. They fucking hurt.
Really?
Yes, and when you take it out, it's a relief.
How the fuck would my hair get into your finger?
So with the clippers, it cuts your hair so fine that it just slips into. Look, I got one right here. Right there.
Oh shit! Is that why people wear gloves?
Yeah, but I don't wear gloves.
Why not? You just fuck it. You like it? Like you like the pain?
No, it's not. You don't get them all the time, but you do get them.
Wow, I had no idea that was the thing. Yeah, that's why I didn't laugh. I didn't get it. I'm not a barber. Yeah. Fuck. Everybody's out partying. Meanwhile, I'm at home because I got appointments early in the morning.
That's when I started doing the right thing. That's what I was doing because I used to just party till the morning.
When a client knows they're about to get laced up, I guess it's funny, but so for me one time, this is like back in like high school type of days. We're here when your barber a little too aggressive, they're fucking like holes in your nose and shit. Bro, this motherfucker. Last time I ever went to this fucking dude in my life. Bro, this dude went to the bathroom, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely took a massive shit. Didn't wash his hands, bro. First of all, you didn't hear the sink go on, and the bathroom's like right here. And I'm like, yo, what? This motherfucker for real? He comes out, bro. His hands smell like pure shit. I'm like, yo, get the fuck off my damn face, bro.
I would have fought him.
Just like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I left that shit, bro. I was with Brandon. I'm like, he's like, am I next? I'm like, no, you're not next, bro. We're leaving. We're leaving, bro. We're out the fuck out of here.
Oh, I would have fought him. Shitty fingers.
There's a couple more right here. This is definitely true, bro. Is this you to fucking Liam? Barbers be like, turn your head.
No, that's how I be doing little kids. I got this thing that I do with kids, right? If they're like fucking moving too much, I put my hand on their head like this, and I just squeeze a little bit and I release. To let them know that I'm the fucking captain, dog. Stop fucking moving. I'm the boss.
That's what you're doing with the top of his fucking
top
head.
Of the head.
Let's go all right, Barber's lookbooks be like, I don't get it. Oh, fuck it. That was too much for this. When the clients think you're some kind of magician, my face when someone asks for a full beard but has peach fuzz for facial hair. Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
Not a funny meme, but that's
you gotta work the magic.
That's the thing, though.
Hey, they want it and they're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna do it.
They got the one random thing right here.
Yeah, yo, can you clean this shit up for me? I got you.
Do you ever feel like bad some type of way, like when someone asks for something and you're like, bro, come on, man, like?
I'm usually honest with them. You know, yo, that's not gonna look right on you. Well, you ain't got much there.
Are you like? Do you feel bad? Like, are you trying to kind of like embarrass them, or you just like
no,
not?
I'm just trying to let them know that it's just not gonna work out.
When clients with hair like this expect to get a cut like this,
that's how all the time.
So this example right here.
That's a great example. You know, like they got fucked up hair. Their hair's never gonna do that unless they fucking put pounds of fucking gel in it. But that's a porcupine hair. You know, he doesn't have the right hair to fucking do that haircut.
All right, when it's Saturday afternoon, every dude's trying to get right for the club. Barbers be like, "Is that a thing with the fucking?" Oh, you don't have that hair because you have no.
We don't have much of that hair.
That's the thing, though. All the barbershops.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that so? Why wouldn't you want that? Because either way, you're getting all these clients. No, well, you don't like the mess up in here.
I don't like doing. There's barbers who just do walk-ins and they don't like doing appointments, and for me that's crazy. I don't want to not know how much I'm gonna make. You know, if I have 15 appointments in my book, I know that I'm good with that much money coming home. If I'm just doing walk-ins, it's a guess if I'm gonna do 2 haircuts or I'm gonna do 20 haircuts. You know, it's just I don't like to live my life like that.
Yes, sir. So what it feels like when you make eye contact with your barber during the lineup is kind of fucking weird, actually.
But people do that.
Really?
It's fucking nuts.
Really?
Yes.
So this is accurate ass meme right here.
That's accurate. Because you fucking I'm fucking lining you up and you're giving me eye contact, and I'm not one to bite my tongue and be like, yo, can you stop looking at me? Dog, I tell you, yo, stop looking at me. And they'd be like, yo, why? I'm like, don't you fucking find that weird? You're giving me eye contact while I'm fucking lining you up. I'm trying to focus on your front hairline. You're fucking lifting your eyebrows up so you can our eyes can fucking meet, dog.
That's funny as fuck, bro. I don't do that. So, well, this is where there's low fade, mid fade, high fade, taper fade, bald fade. Boozy face. I don't think that's funny, but maybe you do. Me, this client always late and he don't tip good. I'm still gonna do my best. To me, push his hairline back. True or not?
I wouldn't do that, but if you're late, like I said, you're not sitting in my chair.
But how about the tip part? You expect a good tip too? How do you feel about tipping barbers? Speaking of this topic right here, tipping barbers. All right, let's wait till this fucking shit goes by.
It's a sensitive subject because a lot of people, I have really, really good clients, and then I have fucking shitty tippers. But the shitty tippers are the ones that always expect the most, right? I'm still gonna give you an A1 haircut, but if you call me to try to squeeze you in, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You know. So
define. So they're watching this because you said you have that big following, the social media following. What is you want more or not?
Really good.
What is a bad tipper? What's a good tipper? What's a bad tipper? Say men's haircut right here. You know, just a generic men's haircut. What you say charge $30. So what is a good tip and what's a bad tip?
A bad tip is not leaving anything. You can give me $1 and I'll be happy with it. You know, it's just somebody who doesn't tip their barber, you're a piece of shit. You know, I know times are tough sometimes, but if you tip me, say you get a haircut every 2-3 weeks, right? You tip me every time you come in, and then one time you don't tip me, that's fine with me, you know, because something must be going on. You know, you're usually somebody who tips, right? But if you come to a barbershop and you don't fucking tip it, if you don't tip your barber, even $1, show them that you appreciate them. You know, we go above and beyond to make you look good, right? To make you feel good, look good. You know, sometimes even to be a fucking psychologist, you know, to appreciate us, you know. It's just even $1. I'm happy with just $1.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I feel you, bro. So it's a psychologist right there. So how do you feel about that? That's oh shit, someone's peeling off her head. They're fucking doing donuts. But how do you feel about that? So that's the whole topic for me. Like, my barber I go to doesn't talk. I ain't like that shit. How do you feel about that? Are you guys talking that entire time? Are you going based off them? Them motherfuckers just talk. I'm like, bruh, I don't know what else to say to you, bro. Like, this is like 30-minute thing. What else do I say after, the same shit after every single time? What's the etiquette on that? Barbershop etiquette for Irv, at least. How do you feel about that?
I usually go with your flow, right? If I feel like you're having a bad day, like, hey man, you good? It's either yes or no, and if they're not having a good day and they want to talk about it, that's how I spark it up, and then we'll just continue on whatever the hell's going on. But sometimes, like I said, I got the TVs on here. I don't play music in the barbershop. I have the TVs on, so if they're watching a show and they're interested in the show and they're not talking, hey, I'm going to stop and I'm going to watch TV a little bit too, but continue doing what I'm doing. But sometimes the TV will be the distraction about it, and people enjoy that. But
yeah, man, for sure. So I put it down, but I see something that's what I talk about. This is recent. You put shout out to the piece of shit who stole Scotty Adventures banner. Your mom's a hoe. What the fuck happened there? Someone stole your shit? Where at?
Where I had my warehouse in Pawtucket. Yesterday I realized that my banner wasn't there. So I called the owner of the place, and he has cameras outside, so he said he was going to look at the cameras for me, but my banner wasn't there. It's the principle. It's not about the money. It's the fucking principle. Somebody just robbed my shit. But obviously I'm doing something right, that you're fucking ripping my shit down, and if you're watching this, fuck you. But I hope the owner has video of it. I'm going to text him right after we're done with this shit, so to get him on top of it. But yeah, it's.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the haters? Obviously, like, people, I've watched a whole bunch of shit. Obviously, man, if you have haters, you're doing something right. Is that how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. Just in the type of life that I've lived, it's, if you're doing something right, somebody's always going to be hating.
Big facts, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get that shit at all. We can have a whole talk about that if you want. Are you in a time restraint? How you feeling right now?
No, I'm good.
And man, so we can have a whole different one. It's like your business one. End us off right. You said that, but right before that, you said shout out. You get the exact quote. I have to thank God because He keeps doing wonders. So they had that little negative comment right there, real quick. But what was that post about? What do you have? What are you saying that for?
I just feel like life is good, right? My wife just left Great Wolf Lodge with my daughter, right? And my wife texted me a little while ago, and she was like, Zoe just came up to me and said, "Thank you, mommy, for taking me here. It's the best place ever."
No.
It's the little things like that make you appreciate life, and just, this is why I fucking grind. I grind for them, like
Facts.
I do it for them, because at the end of the day, like, they're the ones that make me feel appreciative and grateful for what I do, just seeing a smile on my wife's face because my daughter told her that, or the smile on my daughter's face of the pictures and the videos that my wife is sending me, I'm here because I got to work tomorrow, and I can take the day off, but we need it.
Yeah, no.
Shit needs to get done, because I can't call my boss up and be like, hey, I need a vacation day because I don't get paid for it,
But Irv, you're rich. You're rich.
That's what they think. That's what they think,
man. But
that's what they think.
So that being said, so like, do you ever think, like, you're grinding so much right now though, where you're doing so much shit that you don't think about and take a minute for yourself, where you're like, damn, I should appreciate what I'm doing right now? But you're just like, I'm grinding. Or do you have those moments where you're like, you can sit back and relax and be like, yeah, well, let me appreciate this shit, what I'm doing right now? Because sometimes people who are entrepreneurs don't have that time where they sit back and relax and think about that type of shit.
Nah, because I take my vacations. I was just in Colombia in March for 2 weeks. I was just in New York for July 4th. I do take time off. I enjoy with my family. But this time right now, it's just a busy season for me, and I try as much to stay away from the bounce house business, but I still need to be there. I still need to hustle with it. I still need to grind. It's my 4th year, but I'll never step away from it. I need to be there. I need to I like to be hands on, you know. Like I can't be like, yo, I created this, but I've never been out in the work field, you know. I go out and deliver bounce houses. I'll go out and pick them up, you know. I help my guys out, you know. So it's just for me to sit back. I do sit back. I do relax sometimes, but you know, when I gotta get it, I gotta get it.
Yeah, man. So, like, what's the end goal for all this? Like, what's the end goal for Iron Shit, Scotty's Adventures, Limitless Barbershop? Like, is there a goal for you always to continue working? Do you want to like be hands free at some point where someone's taking over? Like you said, Billy's been here for Matt long. I'm just throwing that out there. He didn't say anything before me, Billy. So if you're watching this, you didn't give me no intel. I'm just using him as an example. Would you ever be like, hey, Billy, you run the shop and I'm doing this? Like, what's the end goal in all this? Is that like maybe an option or what?
So the shop itself can really run itself, right? It's just because I don't need to be here. You know, I don't need to be here all the time for it to go, right? Because they're all their own contracts that are inside of my barbershop, right? So they all have their own little business, you know. So Jose is my main guy. Not gonna lie, Jose holds down the barbershop more than anybody else does. You know, I got to give him credit for that, and for that I'm very appreciative. But my goal is for Scotty's Adventures to become the main hustle, and this become a back end, right? So right now, I only work Tuesday through Friday at the shop. I eventually just want to get down to like 2 days inside of the barbershop. That's my main goal right now. So that's why I grind so hard with Scotty's Adventures more than I do here. But like I said, I'm still here 4 days out of the week. I'm still here almost 40 hours a week, right? Right now. But that's the future goal for this. To push Scotty's so that I'm only here 2 days.
Yeah, nice, man. So, you know, love to see the man that you can do it, man. And what's this is an introspective question right here. Throws people off sometimes. If your biggest hater wrote a book about you, what would the title of it be?
Fuck Irv.
Why is that? What's the description on that? What would be the point of the book?
The way he hates on me. I've done I must be doing something great for you to be writing about me or to even have that much thought of me on your mind, you know.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. So, you know, that being said, so, you know, 2023, the rest of it, 2024 as well. You know what should we expect from Irv? Anything else coming up that we should be paying attention to?
Nah, I'm nothing else new. Just continuing with this, you know, and just growing this, and hopefully become the top winner in the Rhode Island Reader's Choice, and winning that award. That would be nice because that would open up more opportunities for my barbers, not for me, because obviously, like I said, I'm really busy. So it would open up more opportunities for my other barbers inside the shop, you know. And like I said, I'm not greedy, you know. I like to keep the money in house. If I can't cut you up, I'd rather you go see them than go see another barber in a different barber shop, you know. And I tell my clients that all the time. And my clients text me sometimes and they be like, "Yo, can I sit with one of the other guys?" I'm like, "Yo, go right ahead. No hard feelings, you know. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I like the money in house." But yeah, and just with Scotty's Adventures, and just like I said, seeing that shit grow and get bigger, and you know, become a family name, you know.
Love to see it, man. So, you know, closing words right here. Any last shout outs? Anybody you want to, you know, give a shout out to that helped you be where you are? Anybody you want to give appreciation to? You know, ending off this business podcast at least.
I just want to say thank you to my wife for, you know, believing in me and fucking always having my back with all my crazy fucking shenanigans, you know, because you're the one that holds down the house, you know, when I'm fucking grinding for us, and I appreciate you.
Love to see that, man. And man, closing words from me, you know, like I said earlier, I want to end off with this, man, especially seeing like I said, I don't even say like, oh, I essentially say you're my cousin, man. Like, oh, it's my cousin Irv right there from day one, you know, from early times I can remember at least, you know, always had my back. Also, I know you're mad cool with Junior and Jeff, and honestly, I'm really cool with both of them. And, you know, you always took me in from early as I can remember. And I genuinely love seeing, like, the hustler and entrepreneur side of anybody I, like, personally know, because I do that same thing, so I can definitely see where you're coming from. Content creation is tough. You're always putting it out there. TikTok, Instagram, you're always saying relevant, and starting 3 different businesses. I know exactly how that is, and even certain things like with the vending machine I put up. You're asking questions and you're always trying to grow, and I love seeing that type of shit, man. I generally have. Me, myself, I can talk about me at least. I have no hate in my heart for anybody, man. I love seeing people grow and seeing you be in the community. And, I know how much it takes and how much time that takes. And, seeing you sacrifice for, like, your family, for your wife, and for your kid, man. That's dope, man. Keep it up. And I think you continue, doing great things for the community, for yourself, and for your family. And, hope the best for you. Anything I can do to help out, let me know, bro. And, keep partying, traveling together with Junior and Jeff and stuff like that. And, having good memories, and like I said, I think I consider you my actual cousin, so I love appreciate you doing this for me, like having you on. Like I said, you're one of my OG guest requests, so it's cool to have you on, and we can do a funny one after this if time may be. I'm not sure what you have to do after this, but yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, and I hope the best for you, and I genuinely mean that, man. Anything. I love seeing this, man. This shit is dope, and I know how hard it is. And my business card has to go in that little thing over there too. Yeah, sure. I can put some over there. Yeah. But yeah, man, keep it up, man. This is dope, man. Having everything personalized and all difficult, even that stuff is, man. Doing like your own personalized, hats, the barbershop stuff, like the supplies, the stuff for the barbers. You have a personalized Limitless fan over there. That's just pretty dope, man. Making stuff customized, the entrepreneurness of it, man. I love it.
Branding is the key. You gotta brand, and you brand your name and create it and go with it.
Yeah, man, because people who knows down the line, man, you can build Limitless shop and somebody can come up and buy the business.
Or even franchise it.
Franchise them, man. Yeah, man, franchise, that's key as well.
Yep.
So yeah, man, that's my closing words, man. I appreciate you coming through. You have any closing words for this pod right here?
Listen, I want to give you your flowers. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you, and keep growing. Let's continue.
Oh, man, let's do it up, man. Cheers. This bitch is up rare, man. Thank you. Make sure you follow your boy Limitless, Scotty's Adventures. That guy with tats spelled differently is right in the bottom of him, like literally directly under him. Make sure you follow your boy. Check him out right here. Make sure you follow your boy. Explore F on all social media. EG Pod under all social media. Likes to the moon. Get it, baby.